Hello students, I am Ma'am Bushra Shahzad Khan and today we will shed light on the chapter Fundamentals of Organizational Structure. In this unit, we will focus on vertical and horizontal information linkages. Information is a blood in any organization. It should flow smoothly without any barrier. But before proceeding further, you need to address this question, which is highlighted in the red circular. What if information requirements of an organization are not fulfilled? There can be two possibilities then. Employees will have little information and they will take more time to collect and process information, basically to collect information and process information. So don't you think that things are becoming complex and system will become counterproductive? Consequently, the result will be ineffective. In this infographic, you can see information linkages is comprised of vertical and horizontal linkages. But first you need to understand what are information linkages. Information linkages means how does information such as policies, rules and regulations, vision, organization culture, goals, strategies flow within an organization. In this table, you can differentiate between vertical and horizontal linkages on the basis of several factors. I am sharing an example with you so you can drive the characteristics of each. For vertical structure, consider an example of public sector organization. And for horizontal, consider an example of private sector organization which are built on decentralization, that is, delegating authority to other managerial levels. So here is the first factor, which is organization design. And vertical linkage is mechanical, which means the emphasis is on survival, utilizing the available resources in the best possible manner. On the contrary, horizontal linkage is organic, that is, focus is to thrive but in a natural way and no any artificial treatment is given. The second factor is focus. Vertical linkage relies on exerting control, domination, supremacy, whereas horizontal relies on collaboration and support system. Vertical linkage has tall hierarchy, whereas horizontal has flat hierarchy. Communication style is imposing, directive, issuing commands, or one way traffic in vertical, whereas horizontal is face to face communication and subordinates have the right to raise their voice. As far as decision making is concerned, then it is centralized in vertical and decentralized in horizontal. Formalization is high in vertical, which means emphasis is on documentation, paperwork, rule book, and nitty gritties. On the other hand, formalization is low in horizontal because with mutual coordination, policies can be modified to meet the environmental needs. The next element is team formation. Team spirit is not much popular in vertical linkages and task force is created in horizontal. Now the question arises, what is a task force? Task force is basically formed on need basis. Experts in a specialized area are instrumental to achieve a specific task and after the task is accomplished, the task force is dissolved. Last but not the least is information flow. Information flow is basically top to bottom in vertical and in horizontal flow is sideways, top to bottom and bottom to bottom up approach. Now the question is how to create vertical linkages. For example, if an organization want to spread the information through a vertical channel, now then how it is supposed to be done? I need to give a disclaimer before going further in the topic, and that is, do not consider vertical linkages as negative from the discussion because even in private sector organization there are some limitations or sensitive information that cannot be revealed to the entire organization. For example, company's legal matters, employee personal details, financial records. Vertical linkage can be achieved through, here you can see in the infographic, the first rectangular box is hierarchical referral, the second box is rules and plans, and in the third box, management information system is mentioned. We need to elaborate each of them one by one. So basically in hierarchical referral, first of all we need to understand what is hierarchy. Hierarchy is basically chain of command. How does hierarchical referral work? We will try to understand it through an example. For example, if Sarah is working in an NGO as relationship manager, the donor asks her to provide the budget allocation of the amount paid as donation to the NGO. If Sarah can handle the matter, it is good. But what if she is not well versed in it? She can refer the matter to the next managerial level who can provide her the computer aided reports on budget allocation. Another example, if Sarah is working as an admission officer in ABC institution and the student is willing to do MBA in project management and he comes up with a query about the scope of project management in the job market, Sarah will refer the matter to the higher level, that is any senior level teacher or head of the department. In both the examples, matter is referred to the next managerial level and answers are then shared with the frontline manager, that is Sarah in this case. The second way to form vertical linkage is rules and plans. If the decision and problems are repetitive in nature, the best way is to develop detailed rules and procedures in every area. Employees can follow SOPs, that is standard operating procedures, which will help them to perform routine tasks and high management will not be interrupted time and again. For example, if rules and regulations regarding employees' compensation and benefits are clearly stated, there will be no chaos and operations will run smoothly. Okay, the third factor is to create vertical linkages through management information system. Then here we need to understand that MIS basically include periodic reports, market trend analysis, archive records, clientele data, distribution channels, stakeholder survey. Lastly, as you can see in the infographic, the green arrow is showing a degree of coordination from low to high. That is basically, which means hierarchical refers have low degree of coordination and MIS have a high degree of coordination. And when the coordination increases, it is an indication that we are shifting from vertical to horizontal setup. Now, as you can see in the infographic, here we will shed light on horizontal linkages. The first one is information system. We have already discussed about the significance of management information system in the previous slide. It is very useful for exchange of information, particularly in COVID-19 pandemic situation. People working from home located in different regions can easily coordinate without much hassle. The second way to create horizontal linkage is direct contact. It is done through creating liaison between two departments. For example, the focal person designated in R&D department, research and development department will connect with the people from other departments like sales and marketing. This is how information is shared rapidly and organization is able to meet its revenue and targets. The next one is task force. I've already discussed it, but giving you a quick overview of it again. Task force is basically formed on need basis. It is temporary or made for a short period of time. Experts, specialists from different departments unite for problem solving. The scope of work is narrow and specific, and it is dissolved once the targets are achieved. The next one is full-time integrator. A full-time position or department is created, but do not confuse it with the focal person which we discussed in direct contact. The full-time integrator is not working under one department like marketing, production or R&D. but basically he or she has the responsibility to coordinate with several departments at a time. For example, brand manager, for example, project manager. We will see its example in exhibit 1 in next slide. Then comes the last one, which is the teamwork. The last one is team, and here the formation of cross functional teams, that is CFTs, is basically done. It is different from the task force. CFTs are basically made for a longer period of time. They are made for large scale projects, major innovation, and a new product line. Virtual teams, due to COVID-19 pandemic crisis, are common nowadays, and you already have an example of Zoom, Google Meet, Microsoft Teams, and they are widely used in this regard. Then here you can see the example of basically the cross-functional teams. You can see in the exhibit that project manager is separated from other functional departments, but blue arrow show that every department is connected with different task level. Here in this exhibit, with respect to the teamwork, you can see the teams are formed in a software company, and three major teams are working, like marketing, programming, and research. Marketing team is responsible for advertising, sales, and creating brand awareness. Programming team is responsible for development and quality assurance of software programs. Research team is responsible for testing and finding out the gaps. In some organizations, programming and research can be considered under one umbrella, but in this particular example, that is Wizard Software Company, functions of programming and research are handled separately. And one thing more I just need to mention here is that okay, the basically here the level of coordination or the degree of coordination moves from low to high. That is, from MIS the coordination is low and the team level have high coordination. Thank you so much for this topic.